So people always talk about investing your money so that one day you can be able to live off just dividends as your passive income. So what exactly are dividends and how do you get them? Today's video is all about simplifying dividends investing within the context of South Africa and answering the question, can you really live off dividends income as passive income within the context of South Africa and the context of investing here in the GSE? So before we get into that question and answering that question, do ensure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications so that you can get notified of many great videos to come on my YouTube channel. So let's get into it. Hello future millionaires and billionaires, and welcome to the insightful informative video right here on my YouTube channel. And before I get on today's video, just want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to everyone who supported to ensure that I get this new equipment, the mic, the stand, and the camera, the mixer, like every single thing that I'm using today is because of your support, your love, and I truly appreciate every single one who believe in this journey that I'm on of sharing financial education content with the rest of the country. So let's get on today's video of talking about what exactly is dividends investing and sharing my personal view in relation to it. But as always, guys, I am not a financially registered advisor. None of my video constitute as financial advice, but only for educational purposes. And yeah, that's just it. Just get that out of the way, and let's talk about what are dividends. Let's just basically give a definition of it in the most simplest. So you know me, I love to simplify things within my own understanding. So dividends, basically the best way to define them is that is a portion of a company's profit. That's the best way to define it, that is paid to investors or shareholders. So let's make an example of you. You're investing your money into Capitec. Capitec see a growth in their shares, in a growth in their business. They're performing so well, Capitec, that they earn a good profit in their business. So the board of directors of Capitec sit together and decide and say, hey, we made a good, we had a good financial year. We made a lot of profits. So let's pay out dividend to our shareholders. And because you're a shareholder, meaning that you own a portion of Capitec, you will get paid a portion of the profit Capitec made for that year as dividends. So that is basically dividends, is a profit that the company has made. Sometimes it's not profit, sometimes money that the company was keeping aside in their security or liquidity, whatever the case may be, and the company is using that money in order to ensure that it pays dividends to its shareholders. So it's not just always profit, but sometimes it's just some money was kept aside by a particular business and now is giving it out to the shareholders. So basically that is dividends. And dividends, as I said in the intro, it can be seen as a passive income because number one, you are earning dividends without doing nothing. It's just money that is paid out to you. If you're lucky, you can get a company that pays out dividends once every 3 months, because there are companies that pays out dividends once every 3 months of the year, meaning you're getting dividends 4 times a year. Other companies pay out dividends once every 6 months, meaning twice a year. And other companies just pays once, and other companies do not pay at all. Because you must remember that some companies can decide to take dividends that the profit they have made this year and decide to reinvest it into the business, whether to acquire more assets, or whether to open new branches, or whether to pay an increase of their salary, of the workers' salary that work for them. So other companies don't pay out dividends and other companies pay out dividends. And the best way to know if a particular company is pay out dividends is for you, when you're about to buy or invest in a company which is listed in the GSE or in the New York stock market or in the Australian market, to go to that company profile, especially when they list the shares that they're selling, and look for what is called dividend yield. Dividends yield, if you say dividend yield and you see 0%, it doesn't pay that company. But if you see something, any number there, it means it pays, and it pays that percentage per share you own. So for example, if you are investing, for example, let's think, investing in Capitec. Let's use Capitec. I love using Capitec here on my YouTube channel. And funny enough, I don't own shares in Capitec, but I always talk about Capitec. Yeah, for example, if you own shares in Capitec, and Capitec can decide that for every one share a shareholder holds or or has, we will pay 10% as dividends twice a year, or 3 times a year, 4 times a year, whatever the decision the company makes, the board of director makes. So for example, if you have one share of Capitec which is now going for 1,000 rand, and Capitec decides, no, it's 1,400 rand, but now for simplicity let's just use 1,000 rand, and the board of directors of Capitec decide to give you 10% of that share, of the share you own as dividend, meaning for that 1,000 rand share you own in Capitec, you will get 100 rand as dividend, because that's 10% of the 1,000 rand worth of share, of a share of Capitec. So that's basically is when you talk about dividends. And another nice thing about dividend, that you earn money twice. Basically, you earn money for the dividends, and you earn money for the capital growth of that share. So basically, if that share of Capitec you bought it at 1,000 rand, and now sitting at 1,200 rand, you are earning that 200 rand as profit. Which means for your capital, when you sell, you're gonna get that 200 rand as profit for your investment. And the nice thing that you still get the dividends. So that's the nice way of dividends that you can get. But I don't want to sell dividends as dreams. They do note that dividend themselves do not go up to, like, at the highest I've seen was 5% per share. So I don't want to sell you guys dreams dividend being paying you 50%, 100%, or 25%. No, like for me, the highest I've seen, literally the highest I've seen for me was 5% per share. So that you must take into account that too when we talk about dividends. And me personally, when I invest, I'm not a dividends investor. I don't invest because I'm looking at the dividends a particular company has. But one thing when it comes to ETFs, because ETF have slow capital growth as compared to individual stocks. When it comes to ETFs, I look to the dividends they pay out as a factor when I make a decision to invest in a particular ETF. But when it comes to individual stock that I own, dividends that they pay out doesn't play that much of a factor as compared to when I'm investing into ETFs. So for me, dividends are not that much of a, I'm not a dividends investor, but dividends play a factor when I'm investing into ETFs. And I have a video which I'll put right here that explain, technology. I'll put a video right here on the video card that explains what are ETF. I've done a video about it, so you want to know more about ETF, you can go watch that. I have few ETF that I own shares in, that my decision was mainly influenced by their dividends, like One Invest. ETF of One Invest, for me, I invested into them because of the dividend they pay out. And oh, guys, I was fighting knowing how to pronounce this name. It's SATRIC. The ETF, this company's ETFs are also for the reason I invested in them. The factor that made me also invest into them, that played a huge role, was also the dividends of this particular ETF. Not there are other factors that played a part, but dividend not also that much of a way that made me move into it. But I also hold companies like British American Tobacco, which have been performing badly for the past few months, but because I've been holding it for a while, for a long period of time, so for me that's not the factor that much that is worrying me to sell, whatsoever the case may be. So I'm keep on holding it, and I love the dividends that British American Tobacco pays out. The same way with Sibaya Stillwater. Stillwater, same reason for them. Their dividend what made me pick them, and because I enjoy the dividends I pay out, and the dividend that they pay out, I reinvest them into the company, so I don't take them out and enjoy them. So I reinvest them so I can create compounded interest into my investment, meaning I'll earn the next dividends based on the shares that also include now the dividends of last year or of the last quarter, whatever the case may be. The other companies that South Africa that are paying well and they've been consistently giving out good dividends are companies like Shoprite, Nextech, and Capitec. Those companies for the past 12 years, they've been paying out dividends without missing out. But Capitec, I don't show up about Capitec paying out last year. I stand to be corrected last year about Capitec. Nextech and Capitec, they've been paying out good dividends for the past past few years. And Shoprite, but Shoprite I think was 2 rand per share last year. Shoprite was 2 rand per share last year. So you must own a lot of shares of a particular company in order to really benefit into that dividend. You must have a lot of shares. You cannot really enjoy with just one share. So that's just it. But really, guys, I do appreciate the support. Thank you so much for keeping up supporting me. Thank you so much, because I have this equipment and everything. Because of you guys, I will be releasing a lot of content, and I have a series that's coming up. Just be sure I will be dropping new series talking about investing in a different way, in a different format than you have ever seen before. But thank you so much for watching. I truly enjoy creating such content, and this is just me in my happy place. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ivan Space Sambo, your student investor.